Welcome back to Jay's Jeep and
Kaiser channel.
That's right. And today we're working on putting the rest of the parts back on the engine to get this thing going. We're going to put the air filter on, hook up the starter, hook up the electrical to the solenoid, maybe even put oil in it. We'll see how far we get. Join us in the adventure as we work to get this thing going. So we want to put the air filter back in here. I'm just kind of doing a last check because I've not really worked on it in a while, and I'm kind of out of the rhythm and just even as to where I am with everything. I need to put that in first. So it's just holding that emergency brake cable. Just so you can kind of see what we're working on here, we're just putting that in. Problem is this bracket is like right up on the head of the screw, so as you tighten it up it really gets in the way, and so you just kind of have to do the awkward turning of the bolt here and just be patient with a wrench. I tried to use the impact and I ended up just rounding out the head of the old bolt, so we had to go get new hardware for it. Alright, so what are we working on here, James?
This car.
That car? You outfitting it? You upgrading it? You restoring it? Yeah? Well, it looks good. You're making good progress. It kind of sits like this. Alright. Probably can't quite see exactly what I'm doing. Just kind of lining up the holes. Nothing too earth-shattering here, just line up the bolts. And then you got these wing screws, wing nuts, whatever. They're really wing screws. You just tighten them down best you can. So air filter has been installed. Alright, so for whatever reason the light's really weird today. Alright, so we're going to put these hose clamps on. So if I put it on the wrong way, there we go. So y'all, with hose clamps, you always kind of want to make it where they're easily accessible, however that is for you. I'm probably going to do both. No, I'm going to do that one above. And you'll thank yourself later on. You have to get them off again. Okay, there we go. This is the one that came off, and this is the new one. And it is way too long. Even if we compress it, it's way too long. So we're gonna have to trim on it, or I'm gonna look to see if I have another piece left from the original. Alright, well, we couldn't ever find it, so we're just going to cut this one, which is unfortunate. Found the old ones that are all like duct taped together. Just think right about there. stuff's expensive too, and hard to find. I only found one place that had it. If you know somewhere else, please let me know. So I was forced to buy it from whatever supplier I could find. I think it was like 15 bucks, seriously. Problem is it dry rots too. Yeah, but now we have another little piece. Probably too small to use for anything. So it looks like our air filter is all hooked up. Alright, so next up we're going to put our solenoid in. Which is just really held on by one bolt. Not my favorite setup, but it seems to work. And if I remember right, I gotta use a stubby to get to that. The next step is to put your starter cable on. Actually, before we do that, it's kind of gotten a little crusty. Not crusty, but dirty and moldy. So we're gonna clean that off and then put it on. So nothing spectacular here. I just have a wet rag with water. We're going to see how well that does. It's almost been a year. It's almost been a year since I've had this thing running. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of WD-40 rust penetrator. It says it's safe for rubber, plastics, and we're just going to rub it on here. This stuff does clean well though. We're going to hook this bad boy up now. That's a half. It is. Try not to strip it out like the last one was. But you want a good tight connection in there. So I know I said make do with the tools you have. I'll tell you what, these ratcheting wrenches are handy. So if you, and I don't make any money if you go buy them or not. I'm just telling you tips, try to help you. They're just handy. So, alright, all that's done. I think we've kind of connected everything on this side. We got a battery cable. We need to hook up our negative side here. And this was connected to something. Yes, this connects into the voltage regulator, which I think it goes right here. So we also connected the amp meter, which is this cable right here, to the voltage regulator, and so that is all ready to go as well. Alright, so next up we're going to hook up the grounding strap, which goes right here. It's going to be a tight fit. Grounding strap is right here. So yeah, we're going to see if we can't get that to fit in there. Not sure, but we're going to take a look. Alright, so it was a tight fit. It had a bunch of dirt and all, but that's kind of how it goes. At least that's how I'm putting it in. And we're going to put the nut on the other side and go from there. Just so you can kind of see from the front side that this is where it goes. Is that just that spare area right there, that spare hole. Alright, so we're going to connect the battery right here, or the battery negative cable. Alright, so we're going to hook this thing up, see what it can do. Alright, so the battery will go right there, right here. It's good to go. Like that. Like that. It's good to go. We've got hose clamps on. All that's connected. We got our ignition coil on. We got all the boots on. We need to hook up the radiator. So I guess we can put that in. I guess that's kind of the next step. Well, that about does it for the day. We're one step closer. We need to put that radiator in, get some other parts in. I didn't realize how many parts and stuff you have to put back in after taking them off for the engine. So it's been a while. Hopefully we'll be to the point where we can get this engine running within the next month or so. That's kind of the goal. Depends on what other projects come up and what else around the house and in life. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take care. It's time to get cleaned up and it's time for supper.